Hello, my name is Vika. I'm from Dzen Tech, and today I will tell you how to set up a Spinner 360 program. First, you need to go to the GoPro tab. There you will need to write the name and password of the camera and also enable auto connection. Note that both fields are case sensitive. Activated hotkeys will allow you to start shooting from any remote presenter. At the bottom of the menu, you will see the status of connection of the camera, the duration of the final video, its size and recording time. Pressing the record button will start recording. Start spinning. Move the slider to change the length of the clip. The program will automatically recalculate all output parameters. Note that the duration of all effects is now changing as the built-in music analyzer is enabled. It recalculates the settings depending on the loaded track and its beat. If you want to set the duration manually, then go to Customization and turn on the manual mode. Done. The coolest features of the program are effects. The top slider shows how many effects are currently selected. There can be up to 12 of them in one clip. To select an effect, click on the corresponding number. This will open a menu where you can combine effects from the left to right sections and select no effect if desired. The slider on the right shows the speed of this segment. It can be also changed in the main menu. The program can also mix effects itself for each video to be unique. To do this, you can activate the Mix Every Time setting. It will automatically mix the effect selected in the VFX Mixer tab. In the same place, you can deselect the effect that you don't like and they will not be mixed. The Mix VFX button will mix the selected effects only one time. But what about customization? How can you add your logo? To do this, go to the Customization tab. Please note that wide angle and square video settings are split into two columns. PNG overlay is an overlay of a standard PNG file with a transparent background. We usually make it in Photoshop. It might look like a frame, a logo at the bottom of the screen, or whatever you wanna. Move is an animated file with a transparent background. See an example of how that might look. Move VFX is the same animated file to which the effects are applied, especially noticeable on logos. Intro, video file at the beginning of the clip. Outro at the end. Chroma Key background, green screen video background. The Open Audio button allows you to download your MP3 music, and Enabled Fade is responsible for the smooth beginning and fading of the music at the end of the video. In the same time, you can change the transitions. If you activate reverse, then at the end of the video it will be played in the opposite direction. The Test button allows you to check all current settings without connecting the camera. Just select one of the archived videos and it will be rendered with the new settings. But how to make the video clip even better? Add some color correction in the Colors tab. I usually just add a little bit contrast, but in some cases more detailed configuration is required. To do this, you can use this tab with the loaded settings. This is an example with the warm settings. Sometimes the internet can be really slow and it takes time to download the final clip. Therefore, in the Render tab, you can enable auto quality and select the size of the final file. We usually put about 20 megabytes. In the Render tab, you can also configure an additional folder where the final videos will be copied. Useful if you are using the Dropbox. Also here you can enable autoplay of videos after processing, video rotation in case if you want to make vertical videos. There are also hardware acceleration settings. Try changing the settings and see if the processing time changes. If it gets faster, then leave it. It gets longer, then return as it was. In the Platform tab, you can enable hotkeys to start shooting from the remote presenter. You can also adjust the rotation speed here. We usually use about 40–50%. Auto Start button allows you to start spinning and recording with one button with a certain delay. The rotation will stop automatically after the end of the recording. But what if you want to use a spinner with a green screen? Go to the Chroma Key tab and set the settings so that the green background is completely cut off, but the person remains intact. You can scroll the video from all sides with the top slider and crop those parts of the video that you don't need. For example, I often have a ceiling in the frame, so I crop the top. The main settings of the green screen is carried out with 3 sliders. First, set alignment, similarity, and blur to 0. Alignment is the first thing to set up. We twist the sliders so that there are the fewest spots. Next, we tighten the similarity so as to remove the remaining pieces of green. I usually set blur to 2 or 1, it really depends. I will also make a separate video about the Chroma Key, but for now I will move on to the remaining settings. Move down is useful when you are shooting with a spinner and run green background and there are extra details at the bottom. If you just cut off the bottom, then you will get a torso flying in the air. So if you need a more natural picture, then just activate this function. Oh, and don't forget to hit the Chroma Key to activate the Chroma Key. It will be highlighted in red in the menu. And now you have configured everything and want to save those settings. It's super easy, just hit Save Preset. Here you can choose whether only the effects with this sequence, duration and the speed will be saved, or in general all settings including customization. And then you can load the preset using this button. If you activate the hotkeys, then you can switch between them using keys Ctrl +1, +2 and etc. The updated version also has a hot folder. You can specify the folder from which videos will be processed. Works with videos shot at 120 and 240 fps. Click Activate, select the folder, and processing begins with the currently specified parameters. Press Stop to stop completely, or pause if you want to change some of the settings and resume rendering after. And everything is ready, and you're ready for your first event.